are we today? Welcome back into the greenhouse. If we haven't met already, I am Sam. I'm your plant collector in Melbourne. And yes, something may be looking a little bit different today. Shall I address the elephant in the room? Sam has gotten a haircut. It is way shorter. It's back to being light. Short hair Sam is back. Today's video, I have here two orchids, I should say Jewel Orchid flasks, and I've had these for about, I think, a little bit over a month now, and I got these from Haley and Jake. They ordered it for me. I really and truly think that they are ready to be potted up and taken out of these little bottles. Who knows how long they've actually been living in there. There are leaves starting to come up at the top and there really is no more room. I believe in here are 10 to 15 Jewel Orchids. I can even see all of the amazing root system in agar. So if you haven't seen one of these before or know really much about them, orchids, or specifically Jewel Orchids, are actually mass produced in these little flasks. And what tends to happen is that they put a layer of agar, which is just a jelly-like substance that is their growing medium, and they grow in this little environment where it's highly humid. Essentially they get to a stage where you have to depot them, and I'm going to put them in sphagnum. Let's start off with what tools or equipment that you need. So I've got here the flasks. You need a very sturdy hammer, and this one actually feels a little bit too big and really heavy, but who knows, that's probably a good thing. And also a cloth. So what is going to happen is I'm going to put these Jewel Orchid jars, flasks, in a towel, and then pretty much just break them and hopefully get them all out of there. I have to wash off the agar. What I'm going to do is all of the content, the Jewel Orchids and the agar, I'm going to put in a very lukewarm water so that it's easy to brush off all of the agar, and then chuck them in some sphagnum. So I have two different types of orchids. I've got a Jewel Orchid of the Melbourne Patola, which is by far my favorite Jewel Orchid of all time, because these guys, they're veining and they can just be so dark, and they're honestly one of the most gorgeous ones. So these are my favorite, and these I've never actually had before. This is called the Dicinia Marmorata, and apparently there's different variations. So this one is the Dai, which is D-A-Y-I-I. So I am super excited to open these up because the Marmoratas are so beautiful as well. And the colors for when they're adult, I should put a photo up on the screen because they are just memorizing. I'm really excited to open these. So I'm going to take you along the ride. I'm just going to potentially just take you outside to a spot in the garden so we can crack these puppies open. And then I will also be grabbing some sphagnum moss and even just like a little plastic container, takeaway container that I can put them all in. Let's do it! Say hi to everyone, baby. Hi. Hi. Hello and welcome to this part of my house. So we are currently, the greenhouse is over in that direction. The warehouse slash garage is over in that direction. And I thought this is probably going to be one of the best places to do it. So I might actually bring the camera a little bit lower so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Hey, how you doing? So I have done this before in the past, and I did it because I put my variegated monstera in a milk bottle, and because it was kind of tapered at the top, I couldn't take the roots out and I had to use a hammer. I had to grab Jacob and he helped me out with it because I was a bit too terrified, but this one I'm feeling a little bit more confident, and hopefully I don't break too much. I'm just taking a look. The glass looks really thick. I think I'm going to do which one first. I think I'll do the Melbourne Patola first. So I'm just going to wrap this puppy up so that all of the glass kind of stays in one area. And I'm just going to give it a big whack. I'm going to try and whack in specific places so that even if I do a terrible job, it won't harm the plants. So I think I'm going to tap there and there. Okay, I have no idea how hard I'm supposed to whack. Yep. Okay, Sam did it. Wow. Oh, okay, this was a lot easier than I thought. Now we're going to be very careful with the glass. We're also going to be recycling the glass. Whoa. So the agar is actually just falling off. Regardless, I'm still going to give it a rinse, but there looks like to be a lot of plants in here, which is very exciting. Now, there are some roots that are currently falling off, but you know what? You win some, you lose some. So there's some there, and I'll just, I'm just going to grab a little tub and put these all in lukewarm water, and we'll do the next one. So BRB. Alright, so I've got this tub right here with some lukewarm water, and I'm just going to put these guys in there. And I'll probably scrub all of the agar after I open up the other one. So I feel like the easiest thing to do is actually hit at the top of the glass. Okay. Ooh, okay, this one is a little bit harder. Woo! Isn't that so cool? So I'm just going to wrap up this glass and put it in recycling, and then we'll clean up the Jewel Orchids. So that is what they're looking like right now. And I'm pretty much just going to massage the agar off. Super duper careful. Anyway, let's get back into the greenhouse and then we can start separating and potting these up. Hey, Rock. Hey, baby. Where's your sister? Where's your sister? Nala. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we're back in the greenhouse. I have the Jewel Orchids up in here, and I'm just pretty much going to separate them. And I've got here some takeaway containers filled with sphagnum moss. I have put a little bit of GT CCS in very, very low doses just to help with the rooting process. So I've got this one, which is a really tall takeaway container. I might put the Decidia Mamarata in there because they kind of grow a lot leggier and get to the top faster. And then the Macodes patola in there. So I'll put these aside. Let's separate out all these puppies. And some of you may be asking why we are trying to take away as much of the agar as possible. And to that I say that with the agar and water, I just feel like there is a high chance of rot. So that is the reason why I'm trying to get rid of all of the agar. The roots for these things are so strange. They're like chunky. So I have 12 Decidia Mamaratas in there. They're looking pretty funky. And I'll just pop the lid on. That is a lot of Macodes patola. In my experience, these guys pup like there is no tomorrow. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of baby Macodes patola in here. Don't they look so cute in there? So I will probably in like a week or two have to put them in a higher takeaway container just because it looks like they're going to outgrow it very soon. And that's all she wrote. So that is how Sam does her flask. Super duper easy. And hopefully we will have many baby Jewel Orchids. I'm excited to see how these end up turning out. Hopefully we don't have too many casualties because I think I got rid of a lot of the agar. We'll just have to see in a couple of months' time. Thank you so much for hanging out in the greenhouse with me once again. If you've had experience in doing or de-flasking Jewel Orchids or even orchids in general, I would love to hear your experience. I do feel like there's a little bit of adrenaline in it. You've got your hammer, you got your flask, and you're like, are these things gonna live? Anywho, I will catch you guys in my next video for next week. Until then, take care guys. Bye. Mwah.